love the internet. Um, it's funny though. It's funny, like the coolest thing about the internet, and it's like people make they speak in absolutes and definites, and then when you call them on it, they be like, "Oh, it's not that serious." It was serious enough for you to tweet at 9 a.m. Like, whatever, my bad. I apologize. It was serious enough for you to tweet at 8 a.m. about it. But when somebody calls you on it, it ain't serious no more. I'm telling you, like, it's not even like I just love it. I love to bless people. When people speak in definites, like that means that's an absolute. Words have meaning. And I'm here to bless you. Like, if you really feel that strongly, let's make a bet on it. But the problem is, I don't make bets that I don't know, that I don't have inside tracks to. It's called insider trading. I'm definitely one of those guys who I don't bet on stocks because I don't want to get in trouble with insider trading, and I don't believe in it. But in real life, I definitely will do some insider trading, like if I can. But like I just ask people, shit, if you feel so strongly about it, let's bet a month's salary on it, little wager. But the nine times out of 10, most people don't really know what they're talking about. Like, it's cool, but if you feel strongly about it, let's bet. I guess that's my problem. My problem is I don't use social media as an outlet. I use social media as, well, I do use it as entertainment, but I be believing some of the stuff that y'all actually believe this shit. Because why waste? I just be like, why waste hours of your time doing something that you don't do? Anyways, long story short, this is Big Games BS, brought to you, a part of Dim Media Group, brought to you by thehumidor.com, the world's greatest cigar online tobacco store. You can get your cutters, you can get your torches, you can get anything that you want, man. But you got to be actually, you know what? Fuck it. It's Friday. It's homecoming weekend. I'm about to go celebrate. I can't wait to go out. I don't want you to support none of my sponsors if you subscribe to if you're a male that subscribes to toxic femininity. And if you're a woman that subscribes to it, that's cool. I have no problem. You're a woman. But if you're a guy that all you do all day is wake up in the morning, bitch, and complain about things that you have control over or things that you don't have control over, don't go to any of my spots. Don't go to Goodfellas. You're going to get thrown in the retention pond. Like, it's not going to work well for you. We're not going to try to know your name. You're not going to get treated right. We're going to put a no-fly zone here for you. But this show is going to be quick, on point, to the, all the other stuff, even though I've kind of deviated from the path a little bit. Let me get to my notes here so I can figure out what I want to talk about first. By the way, I like that one of my biggest flexes in any argument when people are going back and forth, and people love to tell me, why do you care? Like, it's like, why do you care so much? Or you're obsessed when I'm doing my job. You got to remember, you on social media is you just talking. Me on social media is gauging what topics are interesting to people, engaging the fan base, and also getting interactions and clicks. It's literally how I get paid. And one person tried to say it's gossip. Fine. All sports, every talk show is fucking gossip. I'm here to tell you that. It's opinions. But the cool thing is, most of the time in our interactions, only one of us gets paid to have an opinion. And what's cool is sometimes when people when top programs or top networks shoot Hail Marys at you. My sister was on TMZ not too long ago. She was talking about Tom Brady and the divorce. She's a family law attorney, so that's kind of right up her alley. And TMZ shot a Hail Mary at me. They slid in my DMs. Shout out to my guy Yo Gotti. And sometimes your dreams come true in the DMs. I never necessarily wanted to be on TMZ. I'm never I really don't even watch TMZ like that. But TMZ hit me up and they said, hey, we would like to have you on our show They actually wanted me on today, but I'm driving. I'm traveling. I'm working. I gotta get my hair did. I gotta go stop by Alpha Male Clinic, go get some stuff going. But it's kind of cool. I have no idea what I'm talking about. They said they're gonna send me a list of topics, and so basically it's like what I do every day on social media. I'm going to find a random topic, and I get to talk about it. It's cool. But long story short, I'll be on TMZ. Check that out. You're probably going to see it all over social media. And you goddamn right we're going to use this shit. Because guess who TMZ didn't wake up in inbox? 90% of you guys who are listening and 90% of people who don't like me. So that's going to be cool. I'm wondering if they're going to let me talk about Kanye. Other things in other news, Elon Musk finally actually made it official. This is true BDE. Elon Musk bought Twitter for like $445 billion. It's great. Elon Musk might even make it better. If you look at Elon Musk's track record, Elon Musk is the one who started PayPal. Well, let me rephrase it. I think he bought PayPal, got it to where it is now, got it revamped, got it popular, sold, and then decided to come in and get and make Tesla. So Elon Musk is dope. I like it. Now, my questions are this. Conservatives are in a frenzy. Liberals are terrified. I got news for you. I don't think either side is going to be as happy as what they think, happy or sad as they think they're going to be. I personally think your free speech is still going to be limited because free speech only feels free when you're oppressing somebody or you're getting your thoughts off. And I said the first thing with all of this, because all my friends were like, yeah, that's right. We get to go out here and we get to do and say what we want to say. We get to free think. We can do this. I said, Elon Musk ain't real until he frees my dog at Big Game James 36. At Big Game James 36 has been doing Twitter death row, 23-hour lockdown. Actually, no, 24-hour lockdown in solitaire because he can't even speak to the world since like September of 2019, I believe. Or was it 20? Yeah, it was 2019. Yeah, it was no, it was 2020, September 2020. So it's been just over 2 years. And my dog didn't even do nothing. This was his first offense, Big Game James' first offense. All he did was tell somebody, say on a tweet, that if you touch, like with some people, pilgrims that were curious, that were touching these people's hair, and they had signs that said, it's okay to touch my hair. And I said, if you touch my hair, I'll kill you. And man, I'm talking about, it wasn't even, they didn't even send me an email. I had to find out for people saying, hey man, why is your account suspended? Excuse me. I had to find out that people were telling me my dog Big Game James 36 account was suspended. And he did it. The cool thing about Big Game did his time, man. Big Game ain't come out here. He ain't writing think pieces about how his free speech was hindered. He's not out here crying, asking for please. He would love to have his 10,000, him and his 10,000 followers reinstated. But at the end of the day, he's doing his time like a man. He understands that there are rules. He doesn't like the rules, doesn't care for them, but he broke the rules of what Twitter had. He willingly, it's a private platform. He willingly chose to go on there. And when you're in somebody else's house, you got to abide by their rules. That being said, if you really about that life, Elon, free my dog, Big Game James. But this weekend, college football, it really starts for a lot. Oh, and before I say that, Miami, congratulations. And I'm going to dig into this a little bit more. I like the University of Miami more than I like the other ones. And I love the fact that Cormani McClain had everybody in the world thinking he was going to UF, and he decided to commit to the University of Miami. Congratulations, Jit. Whatever. Good job on that. But that being said, you're probably going to lose to Virginia. And, I like this. When you commit to a team that ain't no good, that's a true commitment. Like when women commit to losers, like that's love. Anybody can commit to somebody on top, but if you can commit to somebody on the bottom and want to be there to bring them back to prominence, that's some good stuff. Congratulations, can't take nothing from that from you. But if you can go to the Georgia, it's on the Georgia Tech versus FSU. What I want to say before I get into all of that stuff, guys, is look, I've got 100 tickets right here, guys. I'm trying to give away to anybody. I don't want nothing. If you want to give a donation to the MFTK Foundation, great. It's not required. I want to give these tickets away to people who want to come see an FSU game. Absolutely free. Shout out to some of the boosters and people who have come into contact and did a lot of these different things. Oh, damn, I didn't send it. All right, my bad. Oh, that makes sense, Miles. That's cool. Well, I'm gonna send you this anyway, but we'll go on and talk about the other stuff. But I got a kid that I talked about that I posted who was, reminding me of myself. He's not as big as I was, but he's when I was 11, but he reminds me of myself. Kid got his grades right. Coach Norvell, thank you for the signed picture that you gave him. Mike Norvell also gave him a signed autograph poster today. All kinds of dope things. But going into the breakdown of this game, and if you find them out, you can pull it up. Georgia Tech is putting out a lot of information talking about they're gonna play 3 quarterbacks. Jeff Sims, Jacksonville's own, is a little banged up. Probably shouldn't play. I would hope that he doesn't play, but it's a game that is truly a lose-lose situation for Florida State. And what do I mean by that? Georgia Tech has actually been playing pretty good since they fired Jeff Collins. Florida State has a 91% chance of winning this game based upon the ESPN matchup predictor. Jordan Travis we have better quarterback play. Much better quarterback play. We've got better running back play. We've got better receivers. We have a better defense. We have better ingredients, better pizza, better toppings, better bitches, better clothes, all that stuff. But you're a 22-point favorite. And you haven't shown a propensity to be able to go out and end people or unalive them, as my friend says.
That's what I could not understand what he was saying.
Yeah, you can't say, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to unalive you. You have to be careful. It's all about words. Like I tell people, words have meanings. You can say, that's why when people say like the N word, like why everybody, but it's so many other creative ways that you can say the same goddamn word. And we'll all know what you mean, but we can't say it because you didn't say it, But anyways, unalive them, blah blah blah. Bottom line is this: you got to go out there and dominate. Florida State has to dominate like they did against Boston College because you need to be able to show that you've shown that you can compete with the guys who are top tier, which just sucks. I hate that. You should have beat North Carolina State. You had every chance to beat Wake Forest and Clemson, even though those two teams actually, it was never out of their control. But you've got to be able to bully everybody else. It shouldn't be close games with those that you are at least on par with. I think that's the problem with Florida State and them coming back to prominence is you've got to be able to show people that you are the biggest, the baddest of all the asses. And they haven't been able to do that lately. But this is a great opportunity because they're a down team. They're a team that doesn't have much. But if you allow them to hang around and flirt, then you're asking yourself to lose. And you're also asking to not put out the best product. Because right now, all you're doing is putting out the best product. Next week, you play the University of Miami in a rivalry game. You should beat them. But you never know. Rivalry games go that way. Then the week after that, you play Syracuse, which is another ranked team, very well coached. A lot of young talent, learning how to win, getting confidence every week. They play Notre Dame this week. So we'll see how they come off of that. Then you play Louisiana Lafayette. And then you play the University of Florida. I think I got everybody. Yeah. Georgia Tech, Miami, Lafayette, Syracuse, Florida. Yep. So your 5 games are all winnable. You win these 5 games right here, everybody talks about you in a different light and they forgive the 3 losses. But if you have some of the similar mistakes that you had before, then it's just wild. It's not good for the brand. It's not good for anybody. I think it's needed. And you had a bye week, and you got to come out here. You got to hope the guys haven't been mesmerized by what's going on this weekend. Somebody asked me, I am going to homecoming. I have a homecoming event that I'll talk about here shortly. But FSU Virginia Tech, FSU Georgia Tech, not much brain in that. I could break down Miami UVA, but it's a battle of two terrible teams. I joke, say they're going to lose to Virginia. Miami should win that game. Miami's better than Virginia. Virginia and Georgia Tech played last week in one of the worst football games I've ever watched. And I'm not being like facetious. I mean, it was literally bad football. It wasn't good defense. It was worse offense. So I don't know how to explain it. And Florida, it's probably going to be child abuse what we see against Georgia. Last time Anthony Richardson went up against Georgia, he threw 3 interceptions in the first quarter, I believe. And I want Ant to do well, but like, I'm going to tell you how bad it is at Florida with this. I'm going to skip it. Matter of fact, Gators get trolled is the thing, Mouse. Florida's whole week was like, you know what? This is what fans were tweeting. We're going to lose. We're going to get beat bad by Georgia, but at least we're going to get Cormani McClain. And they even called, you know what they said yesterday was? Cormani McClain Day. Like, yes, a bunch of grown adults were cheering and created an entire holiday over the potential commitment of an 18-year-old boy. I just want y'all to realize how weird that sounds, but it is what it is. But this is Josh Newberg, former 247 analyst, now with On3. He's one of their national analysts. So he stepped out from the recruiting role and managing a website to a big role. And this is where everybody's going to. The Josh Pate, who somebody put in our comments, Josh Pate is great value Colin Cowherd. And it makes sense when you really think about it. Like, I like Colin. Josh is better than the other guy, Josh Pate. And Josh Newberg, I got tons of respect for Josh. But this is one, I love the way Josh is enunciating this. Josh didn't talk like this when he was on the Big 3 roll-up. But this is like when you ditch, like, all right, this is a cool thing about white people. Like Justin Timberlake does it all the time. So when Justin Timberlake was with NSYNC, I think that's the one, or back, whatever he was with, he was just all button-up boy band. Then he got a little hip-hop, started talking with a little dialect and all these other things. And then Janet's titty popped out. And then all of a sudden, he went back clean cut. It's like you could go back and forth, but play this to Josh Newberg. This is what Josh was saying on Cormani McClain Day before the kid made his announcement.
Today is a significant day. 5-star plus cornerback Cormani McClain is making his decision. And if you're a Gator fan or a booster, this is the reason you got rid of Dan Mullen. You demanded better recruiting. Well, guess what? Things are probably going to go your way today, and the Gators are going to be knocking on the door of a top 5 class. This is the Inside Scoop. I am your host, Josh Newberg. Today is a significant day. 5-star plus cornerback Cormani McClain.
Yeah, basically, Josh was like, even just, and this is in the, I said Josh be trolling them. I don't think Josh is trolling. I think that everybody, this is why you have to be careful with what you subscribe to as experts. It's not, Josh is really good at his job. All the experts said that this kid was going to Florida. There was one person that said he wasn't. And he made a tweet. Oh, shoot. Where's my phone talking to me? Oh, Pokeway on Twitter. A thorn in Gator sides. A defector of Big 3 roll-up. Matter of fact, one of the guys, Silk, shout out to him, was so happy and trolling and doing this thing. He was like, I'm in Polk County right now. Former Gator great. Ahmad Black was there. Actually, Ahmad Black coaches him, if I'm thinking correctly. All these people were there in attendance, and everybody knew that he was going to the University of Florida. And then the kid decides to decommit. Not decommit, excuse me. He was never committed. The kid decides to say that he's going to the University of Miami. But Pokeway put a tweet out the world is about to be shocked. And you know what Gator Twitter did to him? Oh, they roasted this man unmercifully. Oh my God. They told him pork way. They said, oh my goodness, he's doing this. He's always talking, always trying to make it about him. But I'll be honest with you. The one person who's been consistent about Cormani McClain and doing some different and saying he's an interesting character is probably Poke Way. My man said it was going to happen. I mean, he got his intel, and that boy signed to the University of Miami. Or, excuse me, committed to the University of Miami. And much to the chagrin of FSU fans who are, I don't know. My problem in life, me and my sister were talking about this, is that I judge some of you based on your takes. Not your takes, but how you handle things. And when you like, oh, what was me? We lost the game. How dare we lose to Wake Forest? Like, bitch, Wake Forest is like better than us right now. Never thought that this would happen in a million years, but Dave Clawson's a good coach. They also have a bunch of 27-year-olds on their team. Like, let me rephrase that. 23, 24-year-olds. And if you don't know because you've never been an elite athlete, let me tell you, the fucked up part about me at 23 is that I was in Gen Pop with y'all. And I was doing way more athletic shit than I was doing at 21, 22 when I was considered an elite athlete. That's the fucked up part. 23, I had a lot more in me. And I wasn't able to show nobody. But it's like the guy who just got done playing in college and he's going to LA Fitness and he's fucking funking y'all. He's like, because his body's matured. It's like just something about that age. 17 to 18, light year jump. 22 to 23 or 21 to 22, light year jump as well. But like, you guys are taking this commitment of a kid that we haven't been in it for since March. And now you're going over there talking about we're going to lose our best prospect, our 5-star wide receiver, Akeem Williams. Let me tell you what I did yesterday. I actually talked to Akeem and his people yesterday at the bar in the chair with my guy T-Wig. We were talking about his highlight film. We're talking about how plugged in he is. He's talking about like, hey, bro, whenever you're ready, dog, we're gonna chop it up with Keem. Like, we're gonna do a good thing. And I'm just like, bro, y'all just, again, but even with that, like, why? Why are you crazy? Again, then y'all say, oh, well, I don't really care that much. I'm not really thinking about it. Bitch, you is that before you brush your teeth and took a shower, a shit shower and shave, before you did that in the morning, you were talking about a decommitment that ain't even on the radar. Now, there are some that are on the radar, but that one ain't even it. They got the nerve to say, like, that ain't bothering. Man, bitch, it's bothering you. It's okay. It's weird, but it is okay to admit that you're bothered, man, when you get called on it. When did we stop being like, if somebody says, hey, if I'm bothered by something, the one thing I will tell you is when I'm bothered. Sometimes people say, oh, you're just a hater. You know what my response to when people tell me I'm a hater? Yeah. That don't make it not true. But yeah, I am hating on them. Somebody that I hate is Sierra's husband. Now, I'm saying that not because I like Future, which I do. It's not because I hate Sierra, which I don't. I just really hate like the flag that you guys fly for her. But like Russell Wilson, I'm giving him another chance. Partially because I don't think I have a choice, because it's between him and Jared Goff. Jared Goff, who scored 2 points in fantasy football last week. Excuse me, I apologize. 3.52 points. Let me tell y'all why. Why does that make you upset, James? Why do you care so much? I'll tell you why I care. Right now. If Jared Goff would have scored the 16 points he was supposed to score, I would have had 92 points. I lost to a team that scored 90. I would have won. But Jared Goff did absolutely nothing. And Sierra's husband hasn't been playing much better, but I know he's good. I know it's in him. I know what it's like sometimes to have a toxic woman come in and bring you down. That being said, Russell says he's hurt. Russell does the most. It's just like the Mr. Unlimited. Hey, Seattle, we got a deal. I have been on international flights. I love traveling. I don't like traveling overseas because the flights are extremely long. Unless you get first class, it's really not great. And even if they charter these flights, these owners ain't putting these guys in the lap of luxury. The tweet goes that Russell Wilson spent 4 hours rehabbing and running up and down the aisles on the plane flight to London for the to get prepared to get ready for the Jags game. I have no problem with Russell trying to get prepared and get ready for the game. What I do have a problem is, bitch, why the fuck are you running up and down the aisles with turbulence? All kinds of bad things can happen. It's just that Russell Wilson does the most unnecessary shit. Like, this is all people can imagine right here, what Russell Wilson is doing. This isn't my stuff. I love it because this is all true. And this is probably what he's doing. And people just trying to sleep. You're just trying to vibe.
Let's ride. Let's ride.
Because he doesn't strike me as the quiet. He doesn't strike me as the quiet workout guy either. He's the guy that's just like, oh, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. He's the grunt. He's a grunter. And like you already, you're in a can. You're in a metal can. And you don't want somebody, like, imagine if you're the guy in the aisle seat. You're a big offensive lineman. You want to stretch, get the aisle seat so you can put your leg out. Window condenses you a little bit more. So you want to stretch, get that leg out there. And you got this jackass running up and down the aisle. And now you got to tuck your leg because you don't want to be the guy that tripped the goddamn franchise quarterback that's probably scored less points than the kicker. You should have put more money in the punter because you haven't put up any points this year. But if you go play the other video, but then just knowing him and who he reminds me of Carlton Banks. And just this wouldn't even strike me as weird because everybody says, how do you know he's lame? How do you know he's weird? I've interviewed people who've played with them before, and the first they liked him. Now everybody else is coming out saying they don't like him anymore. You know how much of a dick you got to be to make Marshawn Lynch not like you? And I don't think he was unliked when he was a player in the beginning stages. I think he's changed. I think having to call your agent to talk to you, like, that's some bullshit. I would slap fire out of somebody who did that to me. But this is also what I really envisioned the workout looked like. And he probably dressed like this too. And before you jump with me and say, Jermaine, you're being a hater, have you seen the quarterback warm-up drills lately? Like the little stuff they're doing with their hips, the Dak Prescott stuff, Jameis Winston. I ain't gonna lie, this is very dumb.
America's best aerobic athlete.
That right there, that's a celebration move right there. You over there trying to eat some peanuts. Actually, you know what? I don't even think they in first class. They give you first class is where it's at, guys. To travel, by the way, they give you all kinds of snacks and goodies. Yeah, the best snack on the airplane, and I don't care what anybody says, is the biscotti cookie. The biscotti cookie, or I think that's what it's like. I like shortbread, but dip that in that trash ass coffee they give you. Doesn't matter which class you're flying. The coffee is all trash on the airplane. But if you dip the thing in the coffee, I promise you, magnificent. See, magnifique, I think is what they say in one of them languages. But one thing we can all say, and I'll get into this, is just FAMU. It's FAMU homecoming. I have an event, an evening with the stars, Railroad Square, 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. on Saturday. Come hang out with your boy, kick it. We're gonna party up. We're gonna live it up. We're gonna live it to the limit and love it a lot. If you get general admission, mention Big Game James's name before 10 p.m. They're gonna give you some champagne, free. You ain't even gotta worry about it. It's on me. It's on me, dog. But I'm trying to make sure I tell you this right. Where is this? Provided by Food provided by Lux. I can't wait to eat some of this shit. I believe it's gonna be delectable and delicious. We're gonna have a live band, and you know me, I love live bands. This is what we do here at Goodfellas. But I love Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, FAMU. Not Good Morning America, not how you said FAMU. It's FAMU. FAMU had a big thing happen to them in the beginning of the season. And with University of North Carolina, they found out that 26 of their players were suspended indefinitely until they got things going and got things corrected. They worked the SWAC, FAMU compliance worked rigorously. And once everything was thought to be done and people have moved past this, FAMU has a 5-2 record, I believe, currently. This happens. Two things happen on the same day, and multiple things can be true, but I want to inform you. I love giving people, and this is one thing, this is what a real free thinker does, people. A real free thinker takes all the information, and if they have opportunities, they go cite sources and they go get these things, and then they go this. But Uninterrupted did a really good, looks like they have a really good video. They've put out snippets, and Miles, this is the quality video we got to start getting. But my interview series, when I do inside drills and mat drills, inside drills and dope boys, I want it to look like, I want the video, because those are gonna be interview series. I want it to look like that. But let's play the Uninterrupted thing. They're talking about their struggles. This is the first clip. Is going to be Isaiah Land. Isaiah Land is the reigning FCS Defensive Player of the Year. He's definitely an NFL prospect. Very, very good young man. Like him a lot.
I passed all my classes, so it was no way I could just be sat down because of their mistakes. So I really wasn't stressing about it, and probably until like Monday of game week.
It came to the day that we traveled to UNC. It's when we realized, like, dang, we're missing players, and this will affect us at the game.
You ever notice
Coach Simmons, he called the seniors into a meeting that morning, and he said, hey, man, it's not fair. You know, this happened to me 19 years ago, and it's still happening to this day.
The sheer number, 26 out of 110 guys, that's a pretty significant percentage of guys, almost 25%. But then when you hear that Isaiah Land and BJ Bowler and Cameron Colvin and some of your marquee players, it was devastating. I don't want the focus to be taken away from the bulk of this team that has done more than we've ever asked to represent this university.
I passed all my classes, so it was no way I could just be sat down.
So Willie Simmons, head coach at FAMU, played for Clemson. Transferred to FAMU, actually. But he transferred to FAMU when FAMU was going through the classification process to go to Division I, FBS now. And because that happened during the time he was transferred, you can go down. During the time, you can transfer down, immediately play. You can't transfer laterally or up. So what it looked like was he was transferring laterally because FAMU was trying that. And now what they did was they took themselves out of that eventually and stayed in FCS, which was a move that was aggressive, but just still silly in all of the way it was handled, which a lot of stuff. So what we're hearing is 26 players, including some of their better players, were suspended. And these guys wrote they wrote a petition to the president saying they were going to boycott if certain things, the demands didn't get met. And it was very interesting. And you see that and you're like, damn, it rehashes. And people are like, dang, now FAMU is back here and this. But now something interesting dropped on the same day. Tallahassee Democrat, I believe, did it. Miles, just click that article. And here's the problem with a lot of things is that stuff can get like seen. No, it's the one where you had clicked on it. They had the Rattler head. Yeah, that one. So FAMU, so the NCAA, what compliance does, and what happened was there were guys who were caught in a variety of different academic things. You had guys who didn't have your GPA. Now, GPA isn't monitored by the NCAA. GPA is monitored by the university. And what the university does is basically all you got to do is be eligible. So if you have a 2.0, they took it off. There, if you have a 2.0, you're eligible. But then there's this thing that NCAA has. It's called Progress Toward Graduation. And that means that you can't be a senior and only have like 8 classes that you passed. You have to be showing academic progress towards your graduation. So there are things that they can do to make you eligible at a university. There's no video; it's just the article. You can just show the headline, but the NCAA has come in and given FAMU glowing remarks. It really kind of asks, like, so when stuff isn't adding up, you must start subtracting. And what I mean by that is the NCAA has come in and said there's no action required. FAMU earns a flawless NCAA academic performance program audit. And so what I did was I went over and I made a couple phone calls. I had questions. There were 26 kids suspended. How many guys aren't? So I was like, so cool. When FAMU got a flawless academic audit, right? So that means all 26 players are on the program now, back in the program, practicing and participating, correct? Nope. Not at all. The number varies between 15 to 20 are still academically ineligible. So was that a university thing? Or was that an accountability thing? In all of this, the president has vowed to have more people on staff that are going to help make sure that compliance, academic support is there. They have an athletic director that's in office. A lot of people blame the interim athletic director who had only been on staff since May. That means he got there just before the summer semester started, which means that these issues and these problems all stem from when you actually had a real athletic director. It's just accountability. I'm really starting to. I used to say this about women, and I got to stop it because it's accountability is like vegetables to a lot of people. Vegetables and children to a lot of people. They don't want to eat it. They don't want to have it. The degree does not say. My degree, it does not say Florida State Athletics. It says James Coleman. At the end of the day, the sole responsibility for me to be toward academic progress and toward my potential is me. That being said, a day where you can finally get some positive press about FAMU, you actually had some fucking drama. On a weekend where everybody's going to be singing songs like, I'm so glad I'm from FAMU, singing glory, hallelujah. I'm from FAMU. All these other different things. And yet, a very well-produced and edited, basically documentary is coming out about FAMU's ineptitude. And I didn't watch it, so I'm hoping at the end there's some positivity because there is positivity, and FAMU showed that they were in the right. But nobody's gonna use the energy to help correct that. One thing that I also see a lot of people having energy from is what kids should wear. And this is my alpha male thing. Alpha males wear what they want to wear. I have built a brand on not doing what I want, but being who I am unapologetically and being able to kind of flow in different fields. A lot of that came from when I was younger. Guys told me one of the things that a guy named Adam Farrell, I'll never forget it. I'll never forget where I was at. I was at Starbucks in Ponte Vedra. And Adam sat me down and asked me, do I think my look hinders me from being able to be successful? Now, he talked about I've always been a bigger, stockier guy. I have dreads. And he says, and I'm like, I don't know what you mean. I'm very successful. People like me. I'm good at my job. I do what I need to do. He says, no, but do you think you could sit in front of generals and have conversations with them with your hair? Oh, you don't understand how upset I was that a guy, not Adam's white, but I'm not saying this was rooted in racism or anything. He's just white. Adam, who I'd known since I was 16 years old, I actually helped him build his company, being one of the first top athletes in the city of Tallahassee to go train with him. When he said he was like a mentor of mine, I actually I liked the way Adam presented himself. But when he told me that, it really lit the fire for what I am today, to become unapologetically who I am. I ended up leaving the company not too long after that. I started on my own. I did extremely well in the performance training industry. We had sayings like I make white kids fast, which offended some people, but then the people who got made fast were never offended. It's typically the people who are getting their ass beat by my fast Caucasians were the ones who got offended. And I learned that if you do have a genuine good heart, but bigger than that, if you are really, really good at your job, nobody gives a shit. I watch movies like The Social Network, where they talked about Mark Zuckerberg and how he rose to prominence and how he went and met with top angel investors in pajamas. Things like I had a lawyer that I had I think it was I think his last name was Beard, but he has a stuttering problem. It's one of the top lawyers in the state of Florida, but it's because he's good. And I realized that nobody really gives a shit if you're good, except for, and it's a bunch of people always telling you that the way you dress is an indicator of your success. But I always find myself, and Shaq has this thing, and I've heard other people, and Kanye kind of did it. I don't like the way Kanye did it, but I always look for anybody for like game. I don't like it. I get game from a bum. I get game from people who fail. But like when I look at people who have some of these critiques, I sit there and think, I was like, do I really want to listen to them talk about what I can and what I can't do when I'm more successful than them? Or what if I focused on what people actually came from me? So where does all this stem from, James? It stems from a tweet that went out yesterday. And coaches do this shit all the time. I don't know if this guy's a coach. I don't know this guy from Adam. But he said, athletes, please don't stop wearing slides on visits. And I made a tweet. Basically, I really want to know the logic behind this. I've worn bedroom shoes and closed a $500,000 deal, like Debo's slides. I also have, which costs maybe $5. I've also got shoes in my closet that are valued. I didn't pay this, but they're valued at like 35 because you can't buy them no more. Now I won't say what I paid for them, but it was some bread. But like I wanted them. I've worn a suit. I've been arrested in a suit. I've been let go in track pants in a tall tee. Respectability politics never. There is no right, wrong way. I love wearing my suits. I also love wearing my track pants, my gray sweatpants. I'm tired of people trying to influence these kids in a timed out fashion. And I asked why. One coach, a good friend of mine, stated, and he's at a smaller school, stated that, I tell my guys not to wear flats because it doesn't pass the eye contest. Sometimes you're an inch shorter when you're in slides. That's it. So you want the kid to lie to you. You want the kid to wear 6-inch fucking stilettos? I was like, don't you have camps where you measure them? You measure their height, weight, wingspan, the width of the hand? Other people are like, it's a job interview. No. Well, I mean, yeah, maybe. It's a job interview where they want you, not the other way around. You choose them. And I said this, I'd be damned if I found out that a school doesn't choose one of my guys who's good because he wore sandals. you'll never see one of my kids again because you're unserious. One of my son's godfather, Gordon, is a track athlete. And hanging around track athletes or training them, you know what I learned? Some of the fastest motherfuckers on the planet. They're also some of the slowest walking people on the planet as well. I guess because when they actually have to go fast, they go fast. You know where they walk everywhere? In flats. My sister commented on there. She's like, you know what? She's like, I was an all ACC athlete. I wore flats everywhere. Matter of fact, it was in our issued gear was flats or sandals, excuse me. Like, it's wild to tell a kid, don't wear what we're going to give you when you come here. And I asked, what you want him to wear? A fucking suit? Some Sperry's? I'm going to a football game to be entertained and enjoy myself. You want, like, the old mindset is that we go on job interviews to impress, when you have to realize that it's a reason why they're trying to fill that job. 90% of the time somebody left. Why? Like, I see the tweets. Like, y'all need to start asking these people, why did the person in this seat leave? Was it because again, and you're talking to a guy who this used to be considered still is considered unprofessional. Still has a stigma. But is unapologetically successful and will not cut his hair. Matter of fact, when Adam told me that, I used to think about cutting my hair. You know what I made my mind up then? I'm never cutting this shit. And I'm going to prove you wrong. And you know what I did 6 months later? I was in a fucking room with the top brass of the Florida National Guard on my own merit because I was who I was unapologetically. And I met a guy who's now retired Colonel Elam at a Chick-fil-A who was an FSU fan who loved when I used to bust motherfuckers in the mouth. A guy who played for Bobby Bowden, who everybody loves to talk about, who had rules, who let us walk around in Debo's tall tees. Only thing he cared about was if we wore the fucking sweat, like the jacket and the pants. Everything else doesn't matter. I just need to be able to identify you in a crowd. If you got the jacket and the pants on, I know you're my guys. One of the problems with the world is we're so focused on what it looks like and not what the content is. Except for when we want to. I always use this example. A clam is one of the ugliest things I've ever seen. I have no idea why somebody looked at that and said, you know what? Not only is that thing sufficient for food, but there's something valuable inside of it that I want to get. If I just present you 10 clams and just say, here, and you know nothing of what a clam possessed on the inside, you would not open it. And you know what you would be doing? You would be missing out on a pearl. And that's basically what people are saying when you have these stupid ass identifiers. Oh, it's what separates you. You know what separates me is my film. Watch a kid like Keem Williams, who I was talking about earlier. Shit, I don't give a fuck what Keem wears on the visit because I watched that motherfucker's film. You know what I do? What I did when I watched it? I want him on campus. Bitch, if you walk around everywhere in socks or barefoot, I ain't gonna understand it. But I know I want the product. It's not indicative of character. Now, I will say this. Now, if you have me and my boy Bernie talk, if you have a team rule that clearly states, I want you to wear whoop, whoop, whoop. So like sometimes when, like if you play for a team, they say when we travel, polo shirts, khakis, something else. I can understand that. I can dig that. But we live in a world where everybody's wearing Yeezy slides or Crocs. You know why? Because they're fucking comfortable. And you know what somebody just did in Crocs the other day? Ran a 5-minute mile. So I don't want to hear about the other shit. Like, again, I don't care. I don't care if you're white, black. Don't care if you're fat. Don't care what you are in life. If I need you, I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're straight. If I need you to produce something for me, I just need to know you can produce it. Again, I saw a stuttering lawyer destroy a prosecutor damn near a decade ago. But alpha males don't need to prove to you that they're fucking alphas because you already know it. And if you need to feel that you're an alpha, and you need to feel like, oh my God, I have to show myself better not wearing flip-flops, and you don't have the big dick energy to run anywhere you want to go, you can come check out my guys at Alpha Male Clinic. We're actually doing bourbons and Botox November 10th. November 10th over here at Goodfellas Cigar Lounge. Come check us out. Learn more about peptides, testosterone replacement theory. It's really not about this. One, every male every quarterly should get their blood work done. Get your blood work done. If nothing else, let's check out your hormone levels. Let's check out your lipids. Let's check out all the different things in your body so that we can come up with a plan that you can follow for the rest of the year so that you end 2022 in better shape, and we enter 2023 kicking ass, being the badasses that we are, because you can only impart what you are. And that's really what this is projecting. I'd rather project dominance and badassery than bitch assness. That's just me. And if the shoe fits, fucking wear it. I'm not calling you a bitch, but I'm just saying it's bitchish. But Alpha Male Clinic. Green Acre Sporting Goods, my good guys, I love it, man. It's all kinds of different fucking hunting seasons. Did you know that it's like musket season? I call it musket, but it's called black powder season. Like, you literally can go like Civil War shit. Like, you can go hunt. Like, that's the shit that people need to do. Z, I need you to let me. I know you said it's tough to clean. Z, I want to go shoot a musket, bro. I'm gonna text. Let me text my dog right now. I need to see. Z, is musket season. I want to shoot a musket. Z showing me all these little pretty pistols for women for $1,200, and I'm not buying it. Z can't. Hold on. You think he'll answer the phone if I call him? This is probably good advertising for him, right? It's 1010. All these other people ain't doing this and calling them. You know, this is what we get. I don't do commercials, guys. I am an endorser. I like you. I want your product to go. I don't even know if my dog going out. He gonna leave me on. Z, you embarrassing me, Z. Z is out here selling guns, slanging that iron. Oh, never mind. Well, I'll text him later. But it's black. Shoot your muskets. If not, it's all good. They got all kinds of different ammo. You got rifles, AR-15s on sale right now. I know people like get them while you can, people. If you go in there and say Big Game sent you, they're gonna give you $100 off. Taurus 9mm, $100 off. Mechanics, all kinds of other things. If you want to get the 380, I believe like ladies should get the little pocket rocket. That little bitch got some power. Get those, but also all your outdoor supplies. Fishing. I'm probably gonna get my son's grandfather and Miles. We're gonna get on a boat one. We're gonna go to Green Acres. We're gonna get some shit, and we're gonna go fishing. I don't know how to fish. But I do know my son's grandfather fishes. When Trey was born, this motherfucker went out to the lake because Trey was born. Trey is Captain America baby. He was born on the base, got all the shots. Like all y'all anti-vax, guess what? You can't be anti-military and be anti-vax because they shoot everybody up. Trey got every shot that was known to man then. I felt bad because they was sticking the fuck out of my baby boy. And his grandfather was just on the boat fishing. Caught a whole bunch of shit too. But Green Acres, you can get all of that stuff. And they sell gift certificates. Alpha Male Jacks, Goodfellas, Green Acres, all give gift certificates. And I'm going to I gotta wrap this stuff up because I gotta go get my hair did. But MFTK is for the children. Mentors for the kids, or man, fuck them kids is what it says. Again, remember, we got 100 tickets given away through the MFTK Foundation. But I just, just sometimes people just don't really give a fuck about kids. The first one is a little sweeter. Kid, not show the other one. I think the first one you got, Miles. Yeah, that one. I don't think babies they say babies can they're sensitive. They can see all kinds of different things. They can see the dead. You always got look at who babies sometimes they just be staring off in space. Sometimes your kids are cackling to somebody that you don't know.
Hold on now.
That shit be kind of nervous, man. Or they'll ask you about people that they're not supposed to know about. So it makes you believe that there's something you don't know, but there's something. But I can tell you this right here. Whatever this house, this spirit, this ghost don't fuck with this baby. And just you don't even got to play the sound. Just look at this goddamn baby. Just push.
Something slapped my godson.
Boy, hold on now.
MFTK is paranormal. Get that ghost to happen.
What's the situation?
I got a whole bunch of college coaches that want to go. You can run that back one more time, man. That shit is
Something
hilarious.
slapped my godson.
Slap the fuck out of that baby, man. I love it, man. That baby got CTE.
What's the situation, cousin?
But we're gonna end it on this one right here, man.
Something slapped my godson.
This video right here. I know a lot of y'all, not a lot of you fucking liberals are not gonna agree with what this happens. There is the code, there's laws. That's what separates us from the animals. But then there's a code of the street. Sometimes that's why I love my guy Scott here with Goodfellas. We are law-abiding citizens, but we will get down if we need to. But that's actually a good question. Put that right there real quick. The Crypto Baron. They got to bounce first, bro. They ain't been cashing. Ain't nobody worried about Ruiz. They keep losing. That lying ass Cuban ain't gonna be around no more, dog. I ain't worried about that shit. But man, fuck that Cuban. Hold on. Not all Cubans.
Yeah, be careful.
I just want to state that.
We love Miami.
I love the city of Miami. I fucking smoke Cuban cigars, love Cuban coffee, love Cuban bread.
What's that, Domino's?
Yeah, love Domino's. I love all that shit. Fuck that Cuban. Specifically. Y'all like to just make this shit, like try to make people fight battles that they ain't want to get in. I don't want that smoke, man. Just specifically, fuck that Cuban, just to make sure people know. Not all Cubans, that Cuban. All right, play the video. But this reminds me of, this is what I try to tell my son with his little brother. This is how shit better be. This is how stuff was with me and my family. With my sister and all my Rockbrook gangsters. Shout out to Tallahassee. It's gonna.
Let's go now.
Well, you can't whoop because he won. Yeah, you can't whoop.
What you doing fighting anyway?
No, little boy had pushed all off the slide. He was laughing about it on the bus.
First things first, give me your phone. Now, Taori. And why is you still letting people push you off the slide?
She's so cute. That's why I can't have no more girls.
I told you about it.
So if that's the same time he pushed you off the slide, why
his
now?
answers.
If we already discussed that with his parents.
Because he was joking about it on the bus.
Okay, so how did that lead to the park?
Because I caught him by himself.
That's what.
But what was the purpose?
Because he was joking about it on the bus.
He's so confused.
And what you do?
Don't you get?
I helped.
And y'all think that's okay?
Fuck yeah.
World War III at that South Rocky Mountain.
And what you do?
Watch.
Okay, so who is the boy anyway?
I don't know. You're a big dude in 9th grade.
So what's the end result, Taori?
Him not touching all again.
I guess. Yeah.
I'm not really, like, to me, because you people who don't like violence, man, like, cause y'all like the logic, the kid is clearly logical.
Yeah, he thought it through.
And now I wasn't raised by these new age women. I was raised by Carmen. Let me tell you about Carmen Coleman. First fight I ever got into that I remember. I was timid. I didn't want to do it. My mom bought me these Oshkosh B'gosh overalls. I don't know if y'all know that, but that was like the shit back then. And my mom worked hard for her money. My mom raised 2 kids with no child support. Now I talk to my father now, but excuse me, boy, let me say that motherfucker owed about $100,000 in child support. Carmen went through the world with no child support and raised 2 Division I athletes, put them through school. You know how much that food bill had to cost? I know, I can tell you. I got 2 kids that might not play nothing that's hard to feed. I don't know how she did that shit. But that kid messed up my overalls. And my mom, I came home with dirty overalls. I didn't even have no black eye, just dirty overalls, bro. And she said, what happened? I said, Mom, I got in a fight. And she said, does his clothes look like your clothes? I said, no, ma'am. You know what that woman did? Because I used to have these satellite ears. My mom grabbed me by my big ass ears and drugged me to it and said, where that boy at? And you know what she said? You better whoop his ass. His shit better look worse than yours. Or I'm gonna whoop your ass. I was faced with an existential choice. That woman was like mid-20s. Late 20s, excuse me, because she had me when she was 24, so I was 5. So she was 29. Do I want to fight a 29-year-old grown-ass woman with 5-year-old muscles? Or do I want to fight the 5-year-old? Took my chances with the 5-year-old. Actually, this is how I coach. I tell my kids, you can be scared of them on me. You walk over here after you fumble the ball, you do some shit, I'm going to whoop your ass in front of your parents and then dare your daddy to come get some. Or you can just do what I tell you to do. And most of the time it works out. They just go do what the fuck I tell them to do. And they don't want no problem. They don't want no smoke. But then I had my baby sister. And my baby sister, we walking around in the projects. I had to take care of her. She was my responsibility. And she wasn't going to run up my mama's air conditioner. But we also had my boys. Darian, Francois, Jerome, Malik, a bunch of cats, man. Angelo's was on death row right now. It's a bunch of other cats. You know, other ones, JB and all them other ones, whatever. We all rolled deep. Me and Darian fought so much because we were brothers that our parents said if we fought each other again, they're gonna whoop both our ass. And they said, matter of fact, if one of y'all gets in a fight, the other one better be ready to fight too. So that's why I got booted out of my first middle school. It wasn't even my fights. Darian was the one in all the goddamn fights. And both of us ended up having to go to another school for 7th, 8th grade. But if you fucked with Kyla, you was going to get your ass whooped. And one of the cool things is when my mom moved us out the hood, I believe my sophomore year, we stayed in an apartment before she got her house. And my name was so good for whooping ass that it preceded itself. So my sister got a fucking mouth. She's talking shit that she shouldn't be talking. And now I'm going to go get my brother. And you know what happens? Women, do y'all know how many of us y'all have probably killed with that? I'm going to go get my brothers. Matter of fact, there was an unfortunate with Travis Rudolph, former Florida State Seminole, got in an argument with his baby mama or his girlfriend. She goes and gets her brothers, and that motherfucker pull out the chopper and let that thing sing. But we're young, so there wasn't no gunplay in that. But it was about 5 boys. I walked over there. They was like, who are you? I said, man, I'm JC. I'm JC for Rockbrook. And them motherfuckers looked at me and said, oh, shit. And I said, and I'm like, hey, man, which one of y'all talking about my sister? And then they're like, man, we don't want no smoke. And because I had already identified. I know how this jumping game works, and I know how things go. I'm gonna find one of y'all getting dropped. Probably 2 if I got time it up right. And then the third one I'm choking out. Because y'all gonna gang up on me, overpower me. But it's gonna be 4 of us in the hospital. I can tell you that much. And the one I'm choking out, I'm choking them out, and then I'm laying on the ground, wrapping my legs around them. So you hitting both of us. And so what happens is the person has to make the decision of, do I want to be the one to get knocked out? But that's why I love what this boy said. The boy has a clear mission and a plan and goals. Yeah, the adults tried to do it. I told you don't push my daughter off the swing again. But what I would tell Trey is if they did something to Kai, hey, man, I done talked to the parents. That shit happens again, Trey. It's on you. Kai, don't let nobody fucking push you off a goddamn slide without something. So you talk to the kids and say, like, hey, we tried to handle this on the right way, but we're going to handle this the wrong way because sometimes that's the only way. And that young boy cleared thought. He said, man, hey, he on the bus. He was talking that shit. Well, why did you wait to the park? Because shit, that's when I found him. I caught him by himself. I'm like, what is this woman not understanding? And then when she asked, I promise you, because Darian's shorter than me. The same complexion. Darian's that complexion. Now, we would probably look like that when we were 9. I have no idea how old this kid. We've been fighting grown men for a long time. But when she said, he's like, that's what I called him. What did you do? Shit, I jumped in. What you think? I wasn't finna let him get all the fun. And now we're all better for it, man. More of the story. Fuck John Ruiz. Not all Cubans. Shout out to my dog, Till Dog. One of my goals in life is to have a blonde, a big booty blonde Cuban nanny. I know it's not happening, but we can all dream. And my dog, Till Dog, says he loves Cuban women. But on that note, man, listen, guys, check out all the different games. Congratulations, University of Miami, getting Cormani McClain. Very good prospect, all jokes aside. Check out your game. Check out the games of your respective people. Jaguars playing in London, 9 a.m. Remember that. That's tough. I don't feel like it's messing up my drinking. I can't go drinking because I got to wake up at 9 a.m. and watch this bullshit. And shout out to my best friend. And I'm going to end up with this. My best friend, Toby Bullock, is head coach at Mandarin High School. Won his first ever district playoff championship game. I am not an emotional guy. I ain't gonna lie. They almost got me, though. I was thug to like holding it back. And we go around and say something at the end of every game. And you gotta say, like, it's +2 is the motto. So you say, hey man, guys, good game, good win, +2. Everybody says +2, right? We were like, if you knew how hard my guy works, man, you would be emotional too, right? Like, and people have said they couldn't do it. People have said all these other different things, but my guy actually went out there and did that shit. I've won tons of championships. I'm a winner in life. I'm used to winning. But it's when I see other people that I've seen work really, really hard, attain a success, like, and I had a part in it. Because he's the only motherfucker that can get me to coach. Him and Tom West. And my guy Tom West has won a state championship. So, like, I love when Tom's successful. But, like, Toby Bullock went out there, did what he did, like, coached hard. Tough game. But, again, it's a guy I love. And that guy, he won his first ever district championship. I was so grateful to be able to be with that. And thank y'all for support. Thank y'all for chopping it up with me. Y'all have a phenomenal weekend. Enjoy your homecomings. Enjoy all the festivities. Be safe. See you guys on Monday.